Mike, you must wait 44 hours. 44 hours until the first game. Can you do it?
It seems like it's longer than 44 hours. Is it 44 hours? I think your math is wrong, Peter.
Oh, geez, you're right. You're right. It's longer than 44 hours. It's 68
God, I didn't know
hours.
Sims was here today. Chris, you look different today.
68 hours. That is pretty amazing. You're right. Yeah. It's actually 2.5 days, not less than 1 day or whatever I'm saying.
It's 48 plus 8, so it's 56, right? 56 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I have
hours.
some math lacks at 7 a.m. Eastern on Friday, so my apologies.
That's fine. It's 2 days. And it's strange because I had a dream last night. And I know nobody cares about your dreams other than you, just like nobody cares about your fantasy team other than you. But I did have a dream that I ran into Roger Goodell somewhere, had a very awkward hug where our cheeks actually touched, and it kind of freaked both of us out. But I congratulated him on an incredible divisional round weekend. But I said to him, now everyone's going to expect the games this weekend to be good. That's a true story. That's how programmed we are to think about football all the time. We dream about it. He didn't punch me. He didn't, nothing else crazy happened. Like bats flew out of anyone's ears or anything. It wasn't that crazy of a dream. But it's a thought I've had all week long. Thus, it was programmed into my subconscious to dream about it. After last weekend being the best 2 days the NFL has ever had, we're now kind of expecting 2 great games. And we're going to be kind of pissed if it doesn't happen.
Look, here's the weirdest thing about the playoffs so far. If you said, okay, there's been 10 games in the playoffs so far, and if you said, rank the games from 1 to 10, seriously, the first 4 games would all be last weekend's games. And that's what is so incredible about what has happened in these playoffs. The first weekend was a dud. The second weekend, there was one non-dud-like game in the first weekend, which was the Cowboys and the 49ers. That was fun. You might make that number 4 ahead of Cincinnati, Tennessee. But I don't think you would put it in the top 3. In my mind, without any question, it wouldn't be in the top 3. But I think what makes the NFL fun at this time of year is that you never know what you're going to get. And Mike, as bizarre as it sounds, I will not be surprised if it's Joe Burrow, Jimmy Garoppolo at SoFi in 16 days. And that's what these playoffs have done. They have shown us that don't invite Joe Burrow to the party, because he might wreck it. He really might wreck it. And the 49ers have such a weird thing going right now that, think about this, Mike, with the 49ers. Okay? As of Sunday, in the span of 22 days, they will have gone from L.A. to Arlington, Texas, to Green Bay, back to L.A. Every game has been a must-win, and so far they've must-won all of them, even after being down 17-0 in the first game in L.A. And that's why I hate the statement, they're playing with house money. The Bengals and 49ers, they're both playing with house money. Do you think either one of these teams comes into the game and 5 minutes before kickoff say, hey, been a good run. If we don't win today, man, we got a lot to be proud of. Joe Burrow will spit in the face of your playing with house money. And so that's why I think both of these games are going to be so much fun.
Yeah, and I think the flip side to playing with house money is the idea that there's no expectation, there's no pressure on us. If something doesn't go according to plan, we don't get wobbly, we don't crumble, we don't start to worry, we don't say, oh crap. It doesn't become a snowball that rolls and grows and builds and runs out of control and wipes out the lodge. That's the benefit of being the team that's not supposed to be there. And Peter, I hadn't thought of this angle of it. I've been viewing Joe Burrow as a new Joe Montana in my mind, just from the standpoint of it's just kind of that here I am and I'm going to kick your ass and I'm going to disrupt the accepted narrative, because it was Cowboys, Raiders, Steelers all through the 70s with the Dolphins at the front end. And then we get to 1981 and Joe Montana rips the heart out of the Cowboys and it sets up 49ers Bengals. I've kind of been quietly rooting, maybe not so quietly, for 49ers Bengals Part 3, with the role of Joe Montana now being played by Joe Burrow.
I mean, how cool would it be 40 years after? And, you know, I guarantee you there will be some Joe Montana, Ken Anderson spots on our pregame show on NBC in a couple of weeks. But, Mike, the reason why it's not impossible, the reason why it really isn't impossible is that as of right now, when you look at these matchups, right, the Bengals have had 6 days to figure out right now how in the world are we going to protect Burrow better than we did in Tennessee. And I think what you're going to see, Mike, is you're going to see more six-man lines for the Bengals. And they're essentially going to, I mean, this is just my guess, but I think the Bengals are going to take some of the tight end out of this game and add a lineman, or just always play the tight end in tight to the formation, because you simply can't, you're not going to have a chance of dueling banjos with Patrick Mahomes if Burrow gets sacked 9 times and if he's running for his life on half of his other dropbacks. So in my opinion, they will do something to make sure that Burrow is not distracted as much as he was last week. That, I think, is going to be a huge part of that game.
First of all, I love the image of Mahomes and Burrow each going back and forth with a couple of banjos. I kind of like that. That would be fun to watch. I'd pay money for that. Secondly, when you said the Bengals have to protect Joe Burrow better than they did last week, I will say this. It's a low bar. It ain't going to take much to protect him better than they did last week when he was sacked 9 times, yet they still won the game.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.